What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. Needing to step up in 2024, there are the big three busts, right? I would say this is Peyton Turner, Trevor Penning, and Isaiah Foskey. A couple of first-round picks and a second-round pick. And Foskey's interesting, man. We talk about Turner and Penning a lot on this channel. And those two guys, again, so much of their problem's been injuries. That was not the case for Foskey last year. He had dabbled in a bit of an injury, but he just couldn't really figure it out on the NFL level.
No.
And it's crazy because we're always, Jake, sitting here, and during combine time, we're like, we don't care about the underwear Olympics. Turn on the film. Okay. In 2022, Foskey had 11 sacks and 14 tiffles at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, he had 25 and a half sacks his last 3 years of college. Like, he was a very productive college player. Why is it not translated to the NFL yet?
I don't know, but it hasn't really at all. And we didn't even really see him on teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't even make an impact there, like where you would think he would dominate, because when you're selected in the second round, you're supposed to be a starter. Like, it's like really no questions asked. Like, you're supposed to give me starter value. And he wasn't giving special teams value. So what was the big disconnect? And sure, I mean, Notre Dame had a really good defensive line, and so there was other people that were taking up blocks, and he wasn't getting all the double teams, and he won his one-on-one matchups, which is great. But, like, we haven't seen any of what we saw in South Bend in New Orleans.
No.
And that's troublesome. Again, like, if you can't get on kickoff, if you can't get on punt, if you can't get on punt return and make an impact as a second rounder, that gives me some big worries in the fact that you're not showing me anything. Because I've been around guys that were first-round, second-round picks, and they just were not ready to play on one side of the ball, but they could be a team's guy. And you got to buy into that too. You have to buy into it and look, you got veteran defensive ends, and they go get a Chase Young in the offseason. That shows what they think right now about Foskey and what he can be.
True. And the thing about Foskey is it's not like you have to be the guy. I mean, you got Granderson, like you said, you got Chase Young now, you got Cam Jordan still, who isn't what he was, but still demands a lot of respect and attention. Like, you just have to be a guy. Can you be a guy? Unfortunately, I don't believe Peyton Turner can be a guy. I think the injuries are just too much. The Saints cornerback room, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time here, but I thought it was very interesting. John Hendricks' piece on Canal Street Chronicles, where he just pointed out some of the numbers on Paulson Adebo. So we all know he led the Saints in picks with 4 of them, but like, interception's a weird stat. He was third in the NFL in passes defensed, 18. He had the 10th best passer rating allowed, Jake. Only 58.5. And the passes defensed metric let us know that he was being attacked a lot.
Yeah.
Right? And he still held opposing quarterbacks to 58.5 passer rating. In terms of overall grade, he graded out 15th out of 127 cornerbacks. In just coverage, 14th. I mean, these are all very impressive numbers. And now you think, okay, you got him, if Marshawn Lattimore's healthy, Alante Taylor in the slot, and now a Kool-Aid McKinstry that Dennis Allen is very high on. Alondra, wouldn't you say that Dennis Allen is pretty high on Kool-Aid McKinstry?
I thought probably one of the smarter, more instinctive players that I've seen in a while, and so I really like the fact that he had some inside-outside flexibility in terms of the corner position. I loved his intelligence and his instincts.
God, why are all these just cutting off in the middle? But look, the point is, I legitimately think that the Saints could have a top 5 cornerback room in the entire NFL. And then you got a good field general like Tyrann Mathieu playing safety, kind of behind it, leading everything. I'm excited about the potential of this Saints secondary.
I mean, yeah, you could see all 4 of the defensive backs that we talk about all the time on the field at the same time. You take Howden off the field, keep Tyrann in there. That's your 5 defensive backs. Like, you could easily see that. I mean, in most situations in today's NFL. And look, Baker Mayfield in your division had a great year last year. Kirk Cousins is coming into your division. He had, a solid year before he got hurt a year ago. We'll see where Bryce Young is. But, I mean, there's some veteran quarterbacks that are going to test you. And you've got 5 guys right now in the defensive backfield, really 6 because you like Howden as well, that you feel really good about.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Jordan Howden's a 5th-round pick out of Minnesota last year. The college production was huge. And then he allowed you to cut Marcus May. right? And no, Mark May didn't play great by any means. He did not live up to the contract, but Howden kind of forced the issue as well.
So Saints secondary, kind of like the LSU offensive line, the unquestioned strength of this team. Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the two guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.